Look, I just finished building 20 apps in 20 days using AI coding tools. And let me tell you, the difference between the tools that are great and work amazing versus the other ones is a complete no-brainer. So I'm gonna highlight the best tools: Replit, Cursor, Claude Code, Base 44, Lovable, the whole lineup in this video, and let you know which is probably the best for you to start today. Now, before we dive into these tools, I am going to partner with all of these brands. I've already partnered with a few, but if you use those links down below, you will get a special promo code or a credit or something to your account. So make sure you use those links down below. Yes, they are affiliates, but everything I say is my honest, unbiased opinion, as in all my videos. So you can find the best tool, get started vibe coding, and crush it. Now, with any vibe coding project, you kind of want to know three core things: is how much of a experience can you get with the actual design, look, and feel of the final app? Number two is, what are you actually trying to build, and does it already connect with the tool, or how hard would it be to connect it? And then the third one is, can you deploy it? Some of these tools you could write code, but you'll still need another way to deploy it, and so it's very important to be mindful of that. For example, with Cursor or Claude Code, you will need another way to actually deploy the app, where Replit, everything is in-house. By the way, side note, you're gonna see this very quickly, Replit is my favorite. They do use Anthropic's AI to power their tool, but they do everything else for you in a very seamless and affordable way. So let's go through these tools, starting with Replit. This is my favorite, and this is a tool that I did use to build 20 apps in 20 days. I've been vibe coding on their platform now for 6 months, plus I'm writing a very in-depth article and creating other resources because honestly, it has just been a game changer. Replit Agent doesn't just autocomplete your code, it builds your entire app infrastructure from beginning to end and allows you to deploy it. What does that mean? Well, you could do everything, get your servers, get everything you need, connect it to APIs, all of that have secret keys, everything within Replit, and no extra tools. You can now even buy a domain inside of Replit and connect it to your website to make it a live app immediately. And if you need to set up authentication, they even have a way where you could build an authentication system through Replit that then allows a full, robust system without any hard coding or having to think about any of the odd use cases, which would be if someone forgot their password or created an account or whatever could happen there, they could get into their account with ease with Replit Auth. The deployment is seamless and there is no messing around with complex servers. Their pricing is very, very reasonable for everything they're offering. It is kind of insane that you could get started for under 30 bucks a month and get started with serious development. One of my apps, which I will link down below and I may start charging for, is called Hook Generator. And that hook generator tool has helped me generate hooks. I literally use it every single day and I love it. Next, let's talk about Cursor. If Replit is your coding buddy, Cursor is like having a senior developer looking over your shoulder 24/7. The thing is scary good at understanding context. You can highlight a function and say, make this faster, and it doesn't just suggest changes. It rewrites your code with optimizations you wouldn't even have thought of. The AI chat feature is where Cursor gets really powerful. You can literally have conversations about your code base. Why is this component re-rendering so much? How can I optimize the database query? Anything you want. But as you could even hear as I'm describing it, Cursor is built different. You will need to understand a bit of code or want to learn so that you could really get the most from it. So the learning curve is steeper than other tools, but if you're doing any real development, it's worth the investment. Plans start at about $20 a month for the pro version. Third up, let's talk about Claude Code. This is something that is completely different. It is an AI coding directly in your terminal. Think of it as having a partner in your coding that is going to be there in every step of your process. What makes this unique is how it integrates with your existing workflow. You do not need to switch between tools or learn any new interface. You could just build it into your current structure. And again, similar to Cursor, this is not going to be your full deployment tool, but it's going to help you write code in whatever environment you want. For developers who live in their terminal anyway, this is probably the most natural way to work with AI as an assistant, helping you generate or edit code. Next, let's talk about two that I kind of like and dislike completely, which is going to be Base44 and Lovable. Base44 and Lovable are pretty new companies, and they are trying to solve a very different type of problem. People who are trying to build apps without getting into the code and just basically generating any idea they have into a live app or website quickly. Base44 is interesting because it combines visual design with real code export. You're dragging and dropping components, but underneath it's generating clean React code that you could actually use. Lovable takes the no-code approach, but with the AI twist. You could describe what you want in plain English, and it builds the interface visually while generating code behind it. I built a landing page pretty quickly with it, and it would have taken me hours to do that otherwise. The limitations with both of these is pretty clear, and it's going to be customization, and if you get started on the wrong foot, it gets complex quick. It doesn't take initial feedback or prompts as well as Replit, but it does give you some cool or decent designs when you do get started. I would say if you are really trying to customize, you will hit walls pretty quickly. And the reality is with most of these tools, they don't offer a CMS, so building a generic website is pretty hard to do because you can't update a portfolio or a blog with ease. For non-technical founders though, designing and using one of these tools are solid options to get started or to prototype a tool before you send it to an actual developer to build it out. Now, I know I've gone through these very quickly, but I just want to give you an overview of the lay of the land. So which tool should you actually use? Well, here is my honest breakdown. If you are building a web application or prototyping quickly and you don't really want to get into the code, Replit wins hands down. The agent feature alone just justifies the price, and the collaborative features are unmatched. If you are a serious developer working on a complex project or multiple projects, Cursor is your best bet. The code understanding and optimization suggestions are literally next level, and the local processing is crucial for client work. If you live in a terminal and want an AI assistant, you got Claude Code. And if you're non-technical and just want to have some fun building a small tool, Base44 or Lovable are your best options. In my personal opinion, Replit is my favorite, or Claude Code, but it really comes down to your use case and needs. Now, I've spent hundreds of hours and built tons of apps and different things vibe coding, and this is what I'm going to tell you. These tools are only going to get better. The reality is whatever I'm saying today can change by tomorrow. With that, you can check in and see if there's a certain feature or a certain aspect of a tool that they might not have today that they will have in the future. And in any case, one of the pro tips I would say is that if you are just vibe coding to vibe code for fun, you want to keep it simple. Keep it to solve one core problem. This AI coding revolution with vibe coding is here, and it is here to stay. Whether you are a developer or you have no coding skill at all, I highly recommend trying out any of these tools to get the experience, because it will change the way your brain works. When you have a problem, you may be able to solve it, not with a Google search, but by developing your own app. Now, let me know down below in the comments if you have any questions, or if you do decide to use a tool, which one is your favorite? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.